What's up everyone? So today this video is targeted towards players who are interested in doing long endurance survival runs, specifically with mag. Just to set your expectations for this video, I will be showing you not just the build I use for mag, but my entire loadout and a guide to using her abilities, as every single item here is critical to doing this run. Now, as you guys can see on the screen, this is solo using no Spectres or no Zenith Star. The reason I specifically wanted to do this was to show you guys who like doing these long runs that you don't have to wait for an item locked behind a time gate just to do long runs. Although you can go for 3 hours plus with this build, my run that I did actually ended just about an hour and 20 minutes. Mostly because my brain and my body just got crazy tired, even with frequent pausing and taking some breaks in between. So if you guys have the patience to go further than that, you absolutely can. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into this guide, man. Alright guys, so for this Warframe build, every single thing here was critical to this build except the aura. This is a zero format build, so the only reason I have steel charge in there is for the extra 4 mod slots. So if you want to go the extra mile and format this, it definitely will not hurt. But I just wanted to point that out, why I had that specific aura in there. Enemy sense, I have this on there. You've seen me use this in pretty much every one of my builds. This is for a tactical advantage to ensure the enemies don't sneak up on me. You want to see them before they see you. Now, prime continuity, I have this on there so my abilities don't end too early. As you will see later in this video, it's pretty much my abilities and the crowd control keeping me alive. So I don't want the abilities just drop in unexpectedly or too early while I'm trying to do something else. Prime flow, I don't have my efficiency modded on this build. It's pretty much at the default, so I have that massive energy pool here so I can cast a lot more before it runs out. Now for natural talent, mag's default casting speed is not bad at all. However, every single fraction of a second counts. Trust me on this, guys. Natural talent, you definitely feel the difference in how fast her abilities come out, especially her second, which is the most important ability in this build. Now for auger reach and stretch, I wanted as much range as possible without sacrificing any other stat. The reason for range on there is to create as many choke points as possible, so the enemies don't get too close to me. Constitution, I have this on there for the 28% ability duration. Now vigorous swap, this is important both for the holster speed and the damage. With this build and playstyle I was using, what I was doing was that with my weapons, I was rotating back and forth to basically deal as many different damage types as possible. With Mag's second ability, the Magnetize, the more damage types you can fill that bubble with, the better. So you'll see a little bit more of that later. And the last mod I have on there, which is Counterpulse, this is like a panic mod. Sometimes the enemies escape the bubble or, they spawn behind me unexpectedly. So this mod is basically to jam robotics, disarm enemies, so I can have enough time to basically calm down and cast my other abilities again to get things back under control. Now for the arcanes, I had Arcane Energize and Arcane Guardian. However, Energize was the only one on there that was pretty much critical. Because I don't have efficiency modded, the Energize helped a lot greatly in keeping up my energy during that fight. Alright, so that's it for the Warframe build. Let's move on to the weapons along with some gameplay. In one of my many practice runs, I used a miter because of the special mod it can use called Neutralizing Justice, where the blades have a 90% chance to permanently destroy a nullifier bubble. The strategy I would use was I would load up the magnetized bubble along with a ton of blades so that when the bubble explodes, blades would just pretty much go flying everywhere and most likely pop a nullifier bubble even around the corners. Now, of course, if I do have a clear line of shot of the nullifier bubble, I would sometimes try to shoot it with the miter as well. The final run I did was with the Scourge simply for insane armor stripping. If you guys would like a demonstration or a good build for this weapon, there is a link to the video in the description. Now, for my secondary, which is the Mara Detron, I was mainly using this for radiation status. This is mostly for the ancient healers to stop giving enemies 90% damage reduction because, you know, it's pretty much turning them against each other. I also have corrosive on my Mara Detron, simply for fast armor stripping. Also guys, the amount of bullets that you can stack up in Mag's bubble is just absolutely devastating to the enemies inside when using this weapon. Alright, so for abilities, it was pretty much a rotation involving two abilities, and these are Magnetize and Polarize. Magnetize, aka Max Bubble, I was using this to trap the enemies in the center and destroy them with all the bullets inside. Polarize was there for things that get too crazy. For example, an enemy could escape the bubble. Enemies can sometimes spawn directly in the same room besides you. So instead of running around panicking and losing the a good spot that I have, I just end up disarming the enemies instead. Now I know Polarize does other things like for armor stripping and also increases the amount of damage they can take you know, while in magnetized bubble, but my weapons were doing a really good job on their own of armor stripping, so I didn't really worry about using polarize too much to strip enemy armor. Now, of course, if you have the extra energy to do it, of course, go ahead and you know, feel free to use polarize as much as you can, you know, to keep the enemy armor as low as possible. Either way, you will get the job done. Now guys, for those of you that know me, you know that I don't normally like to do these long runs, so this is pretty much my first video doing a build based on players who plan to stay really long, especially in mod survival. So I would really appreciate you guys' opinion on the entire video, the build and everything, so that I can know, you know, if there's anything you think I should improve on as far as my builds, play style. You know, I'm not perfect yet in the game. I'm still learning a lot, so I would definitely appreciate you guys' opinions on everything. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up or let me know in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.